as soon as they've finished the procedure down at the 1450 meter mark, we should get back straight underway as they've begun loading them up again. Bello Grosso goes in, leading up the octagon. Octagon faces up. Taking hold of the octagon. Up comes Empire Blue. Hildelita's next. Hildelita goes in. And again, Bello Grosso breaking through the front of the stall gates. And the octagon's gates also breaking through. So too those of Prince of Denmark. And hopefully they can get... oof. And now one of the horses is very fractious down at the 1450 meter mark. And he's broken through and gone on the loose. So we're going to have a slight delay here at Parado Park with malfunctioning stall gates, so please stand by. Delita. Scratch for bolting. Hill Delita is a late scratching. Take out horse number 3, Hill Delita for bolting. So the team down at the 1450 meter mark are still attending to the technical issue with the starting stalls, and as soon as that's resolved, we will get racing underway for race 4.
And we are getting into race 2. And of course, we can't go without mentioning the stakes that are happening here on this turf at Borrowdale Racecourse. The first prize going for $500, and that is, of course, being split between the owner, the jockey, and all other stakeholders of the horse. The second prize being $250, the third prize $150, and the fourth prize $100. We are getting into race 2, and please watch, have pleasure, joy, as well as keep your cards close, because I do know those who are betting, it is a tight game.
1,500 meters, ready to go, and racing away from that mile start. They got away very well here. Along the inside, She's Everything, pair of aces got away well. Audacious on the outside is showing up in the early part. Forever Royal, Fearless Bomber, and towards the back end is Last One Standing as the runners work their way down to the last 1,200 meters. Now Audacious picks up the running here, and Audacious goes about a length and a half clear. Pair of aces in second, make that 2 lengths. In third is Last One Standing. Behind that, She's Everything in fourth position. That gives them 5 lengths start. Forever Royal is 1 behind that, and the back marker is Fearless Bomber. It's racing about 7 or 8 lengths off the leader. Heading down to the last 1,000 meters, and Audacious has gone clear, but is off the running rails, racing a bit awkwardly. Audacious clear by 4. Pair of Aces is in second. Then came Last One Standing. She's Everything's got 6-7 lengths to make up, with Forever Royal and 2 lengths away to Fearless Bomber, who will turn for home at the back end of the field. Homeward bound, 550 metres left to go, and it's Audacious, the leader by 2. Pair of Aces down the inside. Last One Standing is making up significant ground and takes over. She's Everything got 3 lengths to make up, then Forever Royal, and behind that one came Fearless Bomber. Inside the last 250, Last One Standing has 2.5 lengths over She's Everything. Forever Royal back in third. It's Last One Standing with 200 to go. 3-4 lengths clear of She's Everything. And Last One Standing will win on debut in Zimbabwe by 4 lengths. Last One Standing beats She's Everything. Third place will go to Forever Royal. Fearless Bomber ran on for fourth. Pair of Aces. And Audacious was back in sixth and last. Number 2, Last One Standing, will win his Zimbabwe debut by no fewer than 4 lengths. Daryl Daniels and Deborah Swanson will pick up this one, and they've got the big runner later on, which is the favourite Jaeger Moon in the Castle Tankard. But it is all Last One Standing here, the son of Twice Over, who will win it by the best part of 5 actually in the end from She's Everything. Forever Royal third. Fearless Bomber, to her credit, does run on into fourth. Pair of Aces and Audacious proved a very difficult ride for DA.
All the Castle Tankard, and of course Bello Grosso, as well as Empire Blue, being popular names on the track. We are crossing over and getting right into it, and we will let you see all the action here on ZBC.
From the front, Bello Grosso from the octagon. In behind that Prince of Denmark and Bello Grosso driving up to the line. Bello Grosso wins from Prince of Denmark. The octagon got third and Empire Blue fourth. Bello Grosso and Prince of Denmark giving each other a good old run for their money towards the final stages of that race. Prince of Denmark was fighting on, but Bello Grosso, who's in exceptional form, will win the fourth here at Buildup Park. There is Bello Grosso closest to us. Prince of Denmark on the inside of runners, giving him a good chase, but Bello Grosso will hold on by a hit. Prince of Denmark will get second. Third went to the octagon ahead of Empire Blue and Gypsy Express.
And absolutely, we have witnessed a very exciting race, eccentric on the tracks, and everything to do with the jovial atmosphere that is coming through here at the Castle Tankard 65th edition. And of course, we can't go without mentioning that these horses are also in their ultimate era with regards to their performance. We have seen the performance of Denmark, Bello Grosso, as well as the Prince himself, who was performing on the track. And we will also continue to give you more of these races here on ZBC, but also other things to look out for are, of course, the entertainment that is ultra with regards to the drinks, and that is courtesy of Delta Beverages. And of course, once again, we can't go without mentioning the excitement once again that is around the artists and the performances that are coming. That is Enzo Aishel, who will be coming through. We do know once again the superstar performance all the way from Matapi Kumbare. That is a Chill Spot Records that will be gracing this occasion. And yes, we are going to be having a debut performance here at the Castle Tankard for the very first time. Oriano will be performing at the Castle Tankard 65th edition, and that is a record performance that we will be looking forward to. So you do need to stay tuned here on ZBC, because all this and more will be coming. For now, we'll give you a few snippets as well as an overview of the environment, the excitement, as well as the races that are going around here at the Borrowdale Racecourse. I'm your host, Kurtley Gwindi. Please do stay tuned, and it is a pleasant viewing live here on ZBC. And yes, it is a jovial excitement all around here at the Castle Tankard. And the races are nothing but live and action. I am joined once again by Mr. Ngoni. Ngoni, tell us a little bit about what's been happening in this environment.
Well, we've been seeing some exciting horse racing, very close finishes, so it's good for the spectacle, and it's also good for the people who are coming here today to witness horse racing for the first time. It's not a sport that many people are involved in Zimbabwe, so it's good that they can get to see the excitement firsthand and experience it for themselves and see what it's all about.
The Prince of Denmark was close to the competition.
Extremely.
But Bello Grosso then took the stand. How did you see that race come around?
Well, we did expect Bello Grosso to win it. It's a horse that's very talented, so... But the only downside to that, it's been coming off a race. It was rested for approximately a year, so it only ran for the first time after that long rest last meeting,
but it excelled very well in that meeting and it came first. So we expected to see more fireworks from Bellogrosso.
Okay.
Didn't disappoint, but very good effort in as well, as you say, from Prince of Denmark.
All right, and on the octagon, obviously no newcomer to the races, but at the same time also very competitive. How did you see that third stand coming in?
You know, the octagon is coming in from South Africa. It's
Yeah.
a South African horse that was bought in SA.
Yeah.
And I think it's just getting to grips with the Zimbabwean conditions and having not raced here before. But it shows exceptional talent, and I think it's going to be one for the notebooks of the future, that we're going to see it coming through to win more races down here in Zimbabwe.
Absolutely, more races here in Zimbabwe. And perhaps if we can't go without mentioning here, live on television, the breed of these horses. What makes the horse, and perhaps the character and charisma that then makes it win. You know, is it just about the jockey, or also with regards to the breeding process of the horse?
The breeding process definitely plays a lot of and bears a lot of influence on the eventual ability of the horse. So I would liken it to football terms.
Yeah.
If you were going to take Messi's son and take somebody.
I like that. I like that. That's a good analogy. That's a good analogy.
So you have the genes, but of course you have to put in the work as well. So that the genes make up, I would say, 40% of the eventual talent. Jockey plays a very key role because he's also got to bring the horse, the best of the horse out on the afternoon, and hard work makes up the rest of the percentages.
Yeah, it is a good day to be watching the horses today. And perhaps, Ngoni, we are talking about the environment here at the Castle Tankard, 65th edition here in 2025. We are broadcasting live on ZBC. The contribution of stakeholders, different partners have come through and also been a part of this journey throughout all these years. How appreciative have the general public as well as Zimbabwe also contributed? Is it just about the artists? Is it just about the everyday braai and drinks, or also the horses? What is the main attraction here?
That's a very good question, and I think all of those factors are very key to holding a successful Tankard Day. You've got the horses who are here working every day, Monday to Friday. You've got the trainers and the jockeys who put in, and the work riders who come here early morning every day to train these horses so that you can see them run on this special day. And then you've got the public who also come through to put in the support. We're getting a load of people on the race course this afternoon, and we appreciate the people coming through because it creates the atmosphere for us to have the good day. And I think the artists at the end of the day crown everything and makes it a great day. So everybody's input is very much valued, and I don't think there's anybody whose input we can say is not good enough or doesn't contribute to the day. Without any of those key elements, I mean, the day wouldn't be the same. So we appreciate and we take our hats off to everybody who's put in some work today to come through to make the Tankard what it is.
Absolutely, and the Tankard is tankarding. Hats off to you, Ngoni. And the $50,000 grand prize. Let's talk about that.
It's this. I told you when we spoke earlier, I did say that this event is the longest sponsored horse race in Africa, in Southern Africa.
Yeah.
And that's a lot. That's saying a lot because it's been going on for 65 years. And that's not a small thing. And then to put 50,000 on top of that, it's one of the richest races in Southern Africa.
In Southern Africa. Happening here in Zimbabwe.
Happening in Zimbabwe. So it does rank amongst the Durban Julys that you find down in South. And 50,000 is not money to scoff at. So we do thank Delta Beverages for their continued financial sponsorship to the Castle Tankard, and best of luck to the 15 participants who are taking part in the Tankard, and whoever takes the big one home is going to have a very good Saturday.
Are you still with your bets? Because I'm still keeping you in check. Number one,
Jaeger Moon for first.
Jaeger Moon for first. Second,
Ideal View for second.
Ideal View for second.
For third, take any of the lot because it's going to be very competitive. And
I'm going to throw in Bellogrosso.
Bellogrosso has already run, so that's definitely not going to be taking part in the Tankard.
Absolutely, and you've heard it from Goni himself, and we are so excited once again to be bringing you this broadcast. Excitement all around, and yes, it is everything to do with the tankard, and you've heard his best bets. We also want to hear you. We are streaming live on our ZBC News online Facebook page, where you can also put in your bets with regards to this Castle Tankard. It is happening here at the Borrowdale Racecourse today, the 10th of May 2025. All excitement all round. Once again, we are going to be taking you to the race number 3. Everything to do with the horses. Please pace your bets and also pace yourselves.
Set for a start and away and racing in the Chibuku Super Rated 75 handicap. A couple of them stood. New Galaxy was one of them, and Cutback also, and those got left behind. But the quick into stride then was Ian's Ferrari, and that goes up and leads the party. From back in second is When Evening Comes, who's racing 3 wide out. Copperfire is in between runners. Burn Bright edges towards the back and sits in fourth. And then comes a long gap away to New Galaxy and Cutback, who got left behind as they make their way now past the 1100 meter marker. About 10 lengths separates them first to last, and Ian's Ferrari leads them. It's not a healthy gallop, and that will allow the tail enders to catch up. But Ian's Ferrari will go up and pick up the running a length in front of Copperfire, who sits in second on the paint. 2 wide out off of that one is When Evening Comes. Then comes Burn Bright in the green jacket on the inside of runners. On the outside of that, New Galaxy, who's come up to race closer order, cut back towards the back of the field as they turn right-handed now with 600 meters to go. It's Ian's Ferrari who leads. In second position then is Copperfire on the inside of runners. Then comes on the outside of those When Evening Comes. New Galaxy rallying on late. Ian's Ferrari from Copperfire on the inside. When Evening Comes on the outside of that. But Copperfire on the inside of runners. Ian's Ferrari as well. They're making a headway of it into the final 200 meters. Copperfire on the outside of runners. Ian's Ferrari on the outside of those. When Evening Comes rallying on late. Copperfire and When Evening Comes into the final 100 meters. Copperfire on the inside. When Evening Comes just has enough to beat Copperfire into second position. Ian's Ferrari, long-time leader, relegated into third. Burn Bright will get fourth. Exciting finish in the end. Copperfire had the momentum and was taking on Ian's Ferrari, but up flew from the clouds When Evening Comes. And you can see When Evening Comes there rallying on into the final few meters and just putting enough work to beat Copperfire into second. When Evening Comes, gets the winner's box. Copperfire will get second, Ian's Ferrari third. Then comes Burn Bright, cut back in behind that New Galaxy.
And yes, that has been race 3. Everything to do with the very, very energetic horses that are coming through on the tracks. We have seen once again a build up with regards to all these horses that are also speaking highly with regards to their competitiveness as well as sturdiness on the track. At the present moment, we now want to speak to race 5. As we build up and get to the ultimate point. We did have Ngoni here who was speaking earlier about specific races and specific horses that are going to be building up. But I mean, like I said, place your bets, but pace yourselves. And what we are now doing is also giving you a build up with regards to race 5. So please watch and watch closely.
I was most impressed with number 1, Tom's Diner, in the ring here. He looked really, really. Let's have a quick word with Gavin McLeod to say that he was really on his toes, and he definitely the horse here, Tom's. He's got some incredible Zimbabwe form, and we can get to be the horse to beat. Yeah. Who will be his main dangers? Well, Power Ranger strikes me as a horse that after his last couple of I think also got a decent those. I think the rest are for my I'm firmly in the camp here of Tom's Diner, who impressed in the preliminaries, and he'll be my idea of the likely winner of race 5, which comes up before the big one, the Castle Tankard, which runs at the top of the hour.
the skip clear, set for a start. And away and racing in the Coca-Cola Meritrated 90 handicap over 1200 meters. They got off to a perfect line. Very quick into stride on the outside of runners was Calipos. Queen of Fire also got out very well down on the inside. In behind that then was Ultimate Jewel. Further back then to Gerda down the mid division. Tom's Diner is towards the back of the field alongside Red Top, and also in behind those is going to be Power Ranger as they make their way now down towards the 600 meter mark. It's Queen of Fire who sets the pace alight. From back in second is Calipos. Down on the inside of that, Ultimate Jewel beginning to make work. Down on the outside of those then, in behind those is Gerda. Towards the outside of runners Red Top, and then towards the back is Power Ranger as they make their way now down towards the 400 meter mark now. It's now Queen of Fire down on the outside of runners who leads them. From back in second, Gerda coming in between through runners. Tom's Diners on the inside of runners. These three now as they go out towards the line. It's on the inside of runners. Tom's Diner who's flying on late. Tom's Diner from back in second, Power Ranger, and Tom's Diner's gonna get there. Tom's Diner wins. Queen of Fire gets second. Gerda in third. Back then to Power Ranger in fourth. Bookie's pick goes number one, Tom's Diner. Whiz mowing for Gavin McLeod. Comes flying late under pressure from Queen of Fire, but will do enough. There is Tom's Diner on the inside of runners. Queen of Fire was rallying on late, but Tom's Diner had enough in the bag to score the winner's box. Queen of Fire gets second, Gera in third, and fourth position will go to Power Ranger ahead of Red Top, and in behind that, Ultimate Jewel.
Robbins, the leading owner. What more can you get?
Absolutely, and he won well, and despite a bit of a mishap at the stables.
Bit of a panic on Monday. He rolled in the stable and got his head caught under the manger. Looks like he said about 9 rounds from Mike Tyson. Carl Van Loren sorted their eye out. It was like a golf ball. But he's a nice horse, and Les just got off. He said, best sprinter, and it's going to go to Joburg when we have our break, and go to Paul Matchett and race there.
Oh, really? Yes, that's quite interesting.
He's a nice horse. Yeah. Candace Robertson sent it to us, and she said to me, she said, he'll be a world beater. Just needs 3, 4, 5 months off. You know, you don't give horses 3, 4, 5 months off in Cape Town. You know, so we're lucky. Chris Dorrington and Nick McFarl, they won the Triple Crown yesterday.
Yeah, the one with that their good horse.
So that came from them. So all these horses come from Nick McFarl and Chris Dorrington. So we just see how we go.
Well, from strength to strength, Gavin. Excellent.
Next race, we'll be there.
Okay, next race they'll be there for the big Castle Tankard. Thanks very much, Tim. Tom's Diner has won well in race 5. about 1,600 meters. And away and racing. What's Her Name and House of Lords was slow away. Solar Trip began well, is one of the first to respond and goes off to set the gallop, leads by a few lengths here. So Solar Trip is going out on, got the lead by 3. Lion's Share is relaxed in second. What's Her Name is towards the back end of the field with House of Lords, and about 5 or 6 lengths will cover them as they work their way down towards the last 1,200. So it's Solar Trip the leader by just over a length and a half make that from in second position. As behind those, second is Lion's Share, is racing about 2 lengths off the leader now. What's Her Name is in third in the red and black colours, and House of Lords completes the quartet, and only 4 lengths will cover them as they round the side of the course and approach the home turn. They've got just over 800 metres left to go. It's still Solar Trip the leader by just over a length here, leads by 2. Lion's Share is in second. 3 lengths away then to What's Her Name, and House of Lords has got 7, 8 lengths to make up. Homeward bound in the first on Castle Tankard Day, and Solar Trip led by 2 lengths. From Lion's Share racing second, down the inside What's Her Name. House of Lords has got many lengths to make up. 300 to go, and it's all Solar Trip who leads by 4 lengths or so. Lion's Share can find no more, and down the inside of those. Then came behind those What's Her Name, but it's all Solar Trip here with about 200 metres left to go. It's clear by 5 lengths from Lion's Share, and Solar Trip will win well. Solar Trip won by 5. Second to Lion's Share, What's Her Name was third. House of Lords has run back in fourth. Well, it's a good start to finish win here for Solar Trip. No anxious moments here for Diego de Gouveia and the team of Bridget Steidoff. They'll open up Castle Tankard Day. Solar Trip, the son of Karari, wins his maiden in fine style. He was 5 lengths clear at the line. Lion's Share was closest to him when they turned for home, but had nothing on Solar Trip that last bit. And after running in 2 legs of Zimbabwe's Triple Crown into a maiden, that spoke volumes. Second was Lion's Share. What's Her Name, after being playful at the gate, does run into third, and House of Lords will finish back in that 4th position. That's the first race here at Borrowdale Park. Next up will be the Zambezi Novice Plate over 1,600 metres, and that runs at 12:35.
And we are still coming to you live from the Borrowdale Racecourse, where all the action is happening here at the Castle Tankard. Ngoni, how are you feeling? What is the mood? Tell me the environment.
Well, there's generally a load of excitement down here. We're all hyped up and we're building up for the big one. They don't come any bigger than this in the Zimbabwean horse racing scene, a lot along the whole sporting scene. So,
Ngoni, $50,000.
That's huge.
That's the stake at large right now.
That's huge. So you've got 15 horses trying to vie, each one with a chance to get that 50,000. So there's a lot of anticipation around the place, and there's a lot of hype, and this general excitement. Everybody's hyped up to watch the main race and see who walks away with the money.
Absolutely. And are you still sticking to your story with regards to the stakes that you're putting on the table? Because look, we've gone through race 1, race 2, race 3, race 4, race 5, and now the big one.
Yeah, it's the big one now. Yeah, I'm sticking to Jaeger Moon to beat the favorite. The favorite is Ideal View. That's who people think is gonna win the Castle Tankard. But this is a race that generally posts upsets. You know, the horses you least expect usually come up trump. So I definitely think there's gonna be a shocker somewhere somehow.
Yeah.
But my money is on Jaeger Moon to win it.
How's the training regime? How has it come along for these horses? We were talking about Ideal View, who we've known, I think you and I both growing up. You know, but you know, the last kicks of a dying horse, like they say.
Yeah,
There are newcomers in the game. How can we also credit some of the training processes that have come into this official auspicious day, being one of the longest running, well sponsored as well, horse racing events in Africa?
Yeah, it's all glamorous when it comes down to today. There's lots of fanfare and glamour, but there's a lot of hard work that goes behind the scenes. Trainers usually wake up around 4:30.
4:30
That's
a.m.
daily, to get their morning work done in. They also come back in the afternoon for around past 3 thereabouts to finish their afternoon work. And this is a daily process that goes on and on and on. So, when it comes down to days like this, you just see them run for under a minute, basically. But to get those 60 seconds in takes a monumental amount of time from Monday to Friday, and sometimes even the weekends.
So hard work happens in pre-season, not during the season.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And you know what, Ngoni, I will be frank and honest with you. We have come to a point where, the Castle Tankard has been very important with regards to also recognizing horse racing as a sport. How important has that been in Zimbabwe? Knowing that the Borodale Racecourse is also an important monument, I can say, for this particular trade.
Well, it's not something that you can take lightly. Any sponsorship at any level is very, very valued. But when Delta goes to these lengths to support horse racing, they become a huge benefactor to the patrons of Zimbabwean horse racing. So it's very important to the racecourse, to the jobs that are sustained by horse racing in Zimbabwe.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people who are employed behind the scenes.
Can you say the game is underrated, horse racing itself?
I think it's always been a minority sport to some extent. So it's good that events like this can take it out to the public, and they can see what it's about, and also they can get interested in it, and maybe also get involved. So yeah, I think it's underrated to some extent because it's not widely accessible or available to many people around the country. Usually, also it just occurring at the Borodale Racecourse, it doesn't reach other parts of the nation. So it's important that days like this, get televised and reach to the masses out there, so that they see what it's about, and also hopefully they can get involved some days in the future.
So if you're watching us from Shurugwi, like Ngoni said, from Mutare, from wherever you are in the world, from Jimba district, Murewa, Ngoni said it himself, he is bringing the horses. Are you going to bring them personally? Ngoni, as we close up the interview, kindly, you said it's Jaeger, second?
Ideal View.
Ideal View. Third,
pick any of the lot.
Pick any of the lot.
Yeah.
All right, a quick commentary. And I'm going to ask our crew behind the scenes to just focus on Ngoni as you do your commentary between the three. And you are doing the final lap between Ideal View and Jaeger and any of the three from
Okay, just a quick one,
right,
as they come up to the finishing line.
Please build it up. I'm watching.
Final 200 meters in the Castle Tankard for 2025, and Jet Mirage leads them into the final 250. Jaeger Moon is in second, Ideal View third, who's coming up strongly into the final 100 meters. Ideal View with the lead from back in second, Jet Mirage and Jaeger Moon, and Jaeger Moon from the clouds comes up and wins the 2025 Castle Tankard.
I think that's a favor. You heard it from Ngoni himself. If his bets are wrong, viewers, you heard it here first, here on ZBC Live on television. Ngoni, we appreciate your contribution, and I'm definitely looking forward to a chat after the race.
Good to see you, and I'll hope to see you later.
Absolutely. See you later, buddy.
Thank you.
All right, and that has been Ngoni there, the commentator himself here at the Tankard. And of course, we are doing all things to do with the Castle Tankard, the 10th of May, today being a Saturday. All excitement all round. Race number 6 is about to go down, and Ngoni, I wish you the very best. Absolutely, and I'm also keeping my heart close to my chest with regards to this race because this is the final, the big one, and we will let you viewers also have a perspective of this environment. Pleasant viewing, and we'll be right back. And we are, of course, coming to you live here from the Borrowdale Racecourse. And yes, excitement all around. The children are gathered around the track, and it is speaking highly to the anticipation that this specific race, which is race 6, that is coming to you on your screens live on ZBC here at the Castle Tankard, here at the Borrowdale Racecourse once again. Saturday the 10th of May is going to be a day where the decider is happening. $50,000 on the cards, and it is going to, obviously, the trainer will give the jockey, as well as the stakeholders, and of course the horse itself that has ran the race. And this is the ultimate decider. We are getting into race 6. The anticipation is building. The atmosphere is, of course, very, very electric with regards to everyone around who is also looking forward to this specific race. Race number 6, where every individual who came through on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is also going to take part in this particular race. So let's stand by for that here on ZBC, where we're bringing you live coverage of the Castle Tankard 2025, the 65th edition, one of a kind. Stay tuned. US dollars. And yes, we do know that there is a 2,000 meters that is being taken on, and at the very same time we have an appreciation that the first prize walks away with 25,000 US dollars. The second prize 12,500 US dollars. The third prize 7,500 US dollars, and the fourth prize being 5,000 US dollars once again. And this is the grade 1, the A grade of these horses. And yes, the final lap, the final round is about to go down. In the first lane, we are going to have Jet Mirage taking away everything to do with the jet ski on the track. And yes, the second lane, we're going to have Jaeger Moon. Jaeger Moon has been a favorite with Ngoni there. Ngoni did come through earlier saying that Jaeger Moon is going to take the show away. And the third being Abayan. Abayan, clothed in number 10. He is going to be also taking away the third lane. And we also have the Action Zone in lane number 4. And Ideal View, also a favorite today. Ideal View being a favorite today. And Citrus Dial. Citrus Dial being in lane 6, being a favorite today. And Majestic Warrior, lane 7, clothed in number 13 also going to be there in this final lap. So there is much to look forward to, much to also anticipate, much to also build up to with regards to the environment. There are a lot of stakes at large right now with regards to what is happening on the ground, and we have an appreciation once again of everything to do with the electric environment that each and every one of the horses are bringing to the table. And we do know that the trainers have put in hard work as well as effort to make this day a success, as well as extreme with regards to effort, as well as a tantalizing spirit in the space that they occupy in this horse racing game. We do know a lot of betting houses, a lot of betting individuals, a lot of people who also have their lives on the line, and I can also say wives on the line with regards to also betting for this particular race. And this has been a race that has been much anticipated. We have Jet Mirage in lane 1, lane 2 Jaeger Moon, lane 3 Abayan, lane 4 Action Zone, lane 5 Ideal View, and lane 6 Citrus Dale, and finally lane 7 Majestic Warrior. Now we are trying to figure out who's going to be the warrior of this particular race, as this has been a much anticipated race. We do see many individuals have come across with regards to this very short but defining race. It's going to be a defining race with regards to each and every one of the people who have come together today for the Castle Tankard 2025. Now place your bets, people, ladies and gentlemen. It is about to happen. This is race number 6, and it is about to go down. Each and every individual also lined up on the tracks. I think cameras are out, hats are out, suns are out, guns are out with regards to all those individuals who have put their stakes as well as their money on each and every one of these horses. Now, Zinonzi hanzi kana wakatemba bizarako watori beja izvezvi. This is the defining moment with regards to that, and we do wish all these horses the best. No injuries are being anticipated, as all these horses are also going to be very fit for these races. They have also put in hard work and training. Individuals as well as trainers have put in an effort as well as finite amount of work with regards to what is happening at the present moment. The cameras are out. We are live here on ZBC, and we are also anticipating fireworks. Hanzi tiri kupromisa maviravira here at Castle Tankard.
Jet Mirage was slow, losing a couple of lengths. Action Zone began pretty well along the inside. Admiral's Chance goes right up there in the early part. Jaeger Moon is handy. Abayan is towards their outside, is also racing into a prominent position. Down towards the inside is Master TikTok, who races about 4 lengths off the leader. Further back in behind those we find Cavani, that's about 8 or 9 lengths off them with Zazu. Citrus Dell is also well back with Majestic Warrior. Further back in the field is Jet Mirage, has got about 15, 16 lengths to make up, it's quite a long way back. And My Secret Place is the trailer. There's about 20 lengths that cover the field in the 2025 running of the Castle Tankard. As they go away towards the 1200, and Action Zone leads the field here from Ideal View racing second. In third position is Admiral's Chance. Racing back along the inside is Master TikTok. That's racing about 4 lengths off the leader. Captive Moon is in behind those. Further back then to Jaeger Moon, 6-7 lengths to go. Then came Cavani. Racing behind that is Wantage, Citrus Dell. Down along the inside is Jet Mirage, has got a lot closer, 8 or 9 lengths off them with My Secret Place. Zazu's got a lot of ground to make up with Majestic Warrior. About to turn for home, 800 to go, in Action Zone led them for home in the 2025 running of the Castle Tankard. It's Action Zone who is the leader. Down along the inside, Ideal View is in hot pursuit. Right up along the inside is Admiral's Chance, who runs a fair race too. Further back to the outside, running on too. Now is Jaeger Moon coming from the clouds with Master TikTok. But it's Action Zone, 300 to go. Jaeger Moon becomes a big danger here. It's Action Zone from Jaeger Moon. In behind that, Master TikTok and My Secret Place. Action Zone leads them into the final 100. And Action Zone will win the Tankard from Jaeger Moon. Third place will go to Master TikTok, My Secret Place. In behind those are running on Jet Mirage. Further back to Captain Moon. Action Zone. I had a word with Mr. Dankwords, who said that the horse was a miler, but they were hoping that he went the 2000 today. And from the front, Matthew Thackeray has executed it perfectly for trainer Thomas Mason. The winner of the 2025 running of the Castle Tankard is number 4, Action Zone. Hopefully we're going to replay in a moment. Jaeger Moon threw out a great challenge back in second, but was to be denied by the superior Action Zone, with Matthew Thackeray waving to the crowd just under a length clear. Second, Jaeger Moon. Third placing will go to Master TikTok. My Secret Place was in fourth, and a running on fifth position, Jet Mirage. Further back was Captive Moon, who also came home late in the day. They were well strung out over here. Majestic Warrior came from a long way back, and Raining Again finished back along the inside. That's the running of the Castle Tankard. Dino Tenda, Zimbabwe.
All right, and of course, much excitement and anticipation. And just as Ngoni had predicted, Jaegermoon takes the Castle Tankard 2025. But we're going to get a little bit into that discussion, as I will be joined by the experts themselves and probably the winner. So you don't want to miss what's coming up next here on this special broadcast live here on ZBC. But for now, we are also going to speak to our sponsors as well as the people who made this whole orchestration possible, and that is none other than Delta Corporation, and we are speaking to the marketing manager and director. Let's hear from Delta themselves.
This is the 65th edition of the Castle Tankard. From 1960 to date, we've managed to successfully host this horse race every year. And certainly this year is also a milestone in the fact that we're also celebrating 130 years of Castle Lager as well. So yeah, we certainly enjoying the moment and enjoying the celebration so far. This being a Grade 1 race, obviously it does provide a platform for for a lot of the owners and trainers, to get their horses active, and also just to stimulate that excitement amongst the punters as well. So the benefit goes beyond just the horse owners and trainers. I think anybody who's watching the sport, the betting houses, the consumers who are watching the races, whether it's from home or from their favorite bar, there's always like some downstream effect that does accrue as a result of the sponsorship and the horse race. So it goes beyond soccer, as you said. It's really just a part of not only just giving back to the community, but also us also nurturing talent within that sporting fraternity. I think with football this year, it's certainly been an exciting start to the season, obviously with the new teams coming in, and we have seen a lot of the stadia quite packed to capacity so far. So we're just hoping for a very good end to the season as well, and just hoping that the best team wins at the end of the day.
And yes, all the action is happening here at the Borrowdale Racecourse, where we are witnessing history being made. A $50,000 grand prize is about to happen. And yes, it has happened. I will tell you for a fact that Jaeger Moon being the winner of today's race, and yes, annually Only once a year this gets to happen, and you are witnessing it live here on ZBC. And at this present moment, we're just giving you a recap of this very orchestrating as well as impending moment that has, of course, charted the ways of history. Let's watch. Isa Mavira Vira here
And
at Castle
racing, Jet
Tankard.
Mirage was slow, losing a couple of lengths. Action Zone began pretty well along the inside. Admiral's Chance goes right up there in the early part. Jaeger Moon is handy. Abion is towards their outside, is also racing into a prominent position. Down towards the inside is Master TikTok, who races about 4 lengths off the leader. Further back in behind those we find Cavani, that's about 8 or 9 lengths off them with Zazu. Citrus Dell is also well back with Majestic Warrior. Further back in the field is Jet Mirage, has got about 15, 16 lengths to make up. It's quite a long way back. And My Secret Place is the trailer. There's about 20 lengths that cover the field in the 2025 running of the Castle Tankard. As they go away towards the 1200, and Action Zone leads the field here from Ideal View racing second. In third position is Admiral's Chance. Racing back along the inside is Master TikTok. That's racing about 4 lengths off the leader. Captive Moon is in behind those. Further back then to Jaeger Moon, 6, 7 lengths to go. Then came Cavani. Racing behind that is Wantage, Citrus Dell. Down along the inside is Jet Mirage, has got a lot closer, 8 or 9 lengths off them with My Secret Place. Zazu's got a lot of ground to make up with Majestic Warrior. About to turn for home, 800 to go in Action Zone, led them for home in the 2025 running of the Castle Tankard. It's Action Zone who is the leader. Down along the inside, Ideal View is in hot pursuit. Right up along the inside is Admiral's Chance, who runs a fair race too. But it's Action Zone, 300 to go. Jaeger Moon becomes a big danger here. It's Action Zone from Jaeger Moon. In behind that, Master TikTok and My Secret Place. Action Zone leads them into the final 100. And Action Zone will win the Tankard from Jaeger Moon. Third place will go to Master TikTok, My Secret Place. In behind those are running on Jet Mirage. Further back to Captain Moon. Action Zone, I had a word with Mr. Dankworth, who said that the horse was a miler, but they were hoping that he went the 2000 today, and from the front, Matthew Thackeray has executed it perfectly for trainer Thomas Mason. The winner of the 2025 running of the Castle Tankard is number 4, Action Zone. Hopefully we're going to replay in a moment. Jaeger Moon threw out a great challenge back in second, but was to be denied by the superior Action Zone, with Matthew Thackeray waving to the crowd just under a length clear. Second, Jaeger Moon. Third placing will go to Master TikTok. My Secret Place was in fourth, and a running on fifth position, Jet Mirage. Further back was Captive Moon, who also came home late in the day. They were well strung out over here. Majestic Warrior came from a long way back, and reigning again
And that indeed has been coverage of this entire day at the Castle Tankard 2025. Excitement all round, and congratulations to the winners. To those who did not manage to make it, we say better luck next time. And yes, it is time for entertainment, unity, as well as the heritage that Castle brings together here on ZBC. Broadcasting live at the Borrowdale Racecourse today, Saturday the 10th of May 2025, where we are bringing you this annual event happening once a year here at the Borrowdale Racecourse in Harare, Zimbabwe, where we bring together not just fun for the whole family, entertainment, a braai fest, and of course you get to share your ice-cold Castle Lager, courtesy of Delta Beverages. And we do thank once again everybody who has joined us to watch the horses, as well as all the anticipation that has come through this track. If there was anxiety, we say we are sorry here on ZBC, but at the same time, we also say we'll catch you at the same time next year, same place. And my name is Kurtley Gwindi. I've been your host today, and it's excitement all around as we look forward to the entertainment scene that is coming up. The Chill Spot family will be joining us, and if you are not at Borrowdale Racecourse, this is the only place to be. So we'll see you here as a ZBC. And yes, for now it is a pleasant viewing, and God bless Zimbabwe.
Delta Corporation CEO and the Group Management Committee members present, to the MTC Board of Stewards, MTC Chairman, Scott Buchan, Delta Beverages Executives and Management, MTC Executives and Management Teams, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon to you all. Happy 65th, Craig. And it's truly a befitting celebration that you win on the 65th anniversary of the Castle Tankard. It is both an honor and a privilege to be here today as we celebrate 1960, few legacy to create, and today, 65 years later, it remains the horse race. This achievement is a testament to the deep-rooted commitment to excellence, consistency, and the shared passion by the Mashonaland Turf Club, the horse racing fraternity, and Delta Beverages as the partner. The tangible impact that sport has on global, local, individual level. So whether soccer, rugby, pool, or other sporting disciplines we associate, we do look forward to continuing our investment in these long-standing partnerships. This year we celebrate an equally significant milestone, one that is twice as long as the Tankard, and that is the 130th anniversary of Castle Lager. This has been 130 years of proud brewing excellence, rich heritage, resilience, passion, and the unwavering commitment to quality. And this is truly a milestone worth celebrating. Castle Lager has indeed stood the test of time, changed lives, shaped communities, and built friendships through the unifying nature of our beer as well as our activations. I am also certain that there's not a single household represented here that has not raised a glass of Castle Lager, or has been part of that moment, or has been shared in. I know that Craig has had a few over the years as well. To the Mashonaland Turf Club and the horse racing community, the jockeys, trainers, breeders, as well as the organizers of the sport, once more because of your passion and perseverance and your professionalism. You bring the spirit of the Castle Tankard to life, and I'm very encouraged to see, the 16 horses that champions, as well as all the new. A bit of a blind side. Thankfully, I didn't make a bet. Again, for consumers, our local consumers, I would like to say thank you all. You have also been and made Castle Lager what it is today. To the media, who continue to share our stories with passion and precision. Also like to. And finally, to the teams that have put this event together, I would like to thank you for your hard work and effort, and this is greatly appreciated. Take a lot of this magnitude together, but every time you do it better, and I'd like to thank you. Well done. What remains now is for everyone just to enjoy the celebrations. Craig will be joining you for a few castles upstairs. And we trust that everyone is going to enjoy the rest of their day. And as you do so, I encourage you to do so responsibly. I thank you.
And I call upon Mr. Castle Tankard to give a few. Can we call upon the winners of the 2025 Castle Tankard, Thomas Mason and Mr. Craig Danquart, and come through and hand over them the trophy of the 2025 Tankard. Action Zone, Matt Thackeray. Piri. We shall now call upon some bouquets and mementos to be given out to all the ladies behind the scenes. Can I call upon Mrs. Valela, first of all, to come up? Please come up. Can I call upon Mrs. next to receive a bouquet? Sisinkunzani. Mrs. BT up next. Next up, Mrs. Bettina Gurajena. Very much, everybody. That concludes the 2025 edition of the Castle Tankard. Thank you very much for your patronage. Let's continue to enjoy the evening, and let's drink responsibly. Thank you all.
Applications are invited from suitably qualified and experienced candidates to fill 2 auditor positions that have arisen in the Internal Audit Department at Pockets Hill, Harare. Key result areas: reporting to the Senior Internal Auditor. The incumbent will be responsible for the following, among others: prepare audit plans, audit programs, and working papers for each audit engagement. Draft audit reports by highlighting weaknesses in controls and procedures. Determine exposure to risk and making practical remedial strategies for improvement and value addition to the organization. Ensure that corporate governance practices such as policies, procedures, and guidelines as designed by management and public entities regulations are adequately managed. Conducting audits in conformity with Global Internal Audit Standards (GIAS). Carrying out risk-based audits, financial audits,